So hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today is a new day, and as usual I normally want to tell you guys like we should thank God because of the far that he has brought us. We don't take it for granted. This is a place whereby we just want to spread positive vibes. No hatred, no nothing. We just want to love each other. Let's be a family, you know, and educate ourselves. We need to learn what we didn't know. What you didn't know when you came in here, please go out and spread it out. If you've come here for the first time, feel welcome, sit back, relax, and don't touch that dial. Because I'm sure by the time you're leaving here, you'll have learned a lot. And thank you for coming. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Share it with your friends. Tell them there is good news here. We're learning. We're in class. This is an interactive session. I told you guys, the aim of this channel is to educate ourselves. We need to learn. What you know, you share it with me. What I don't know, what I know, I share it with you. So please, as we talk about this topic today, like you can see from the title, please feel free to share what I may have left out as I was doing my research, because we said this thing is dynamic. Nobody was born knowing. Like everybody is learning every day. I'm learning every day. There's some things I didn't know as well, but I've learned along the way. So welcome back. Feel at home. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button and share as well. So today, guys, as you can see from the title, we're going to talk about NCLEX, how to become a USRN. What is a USRN? We already talked about, we've made several videos talking about a nurse, being a nurse in Kenya. And then we realized, along the way, that we can also become USRNs, which means in this case, we're talking about United States of America registered nurse. Because we've realized that's the end thing right now. Like everybody wants to migrate. So right now, we're talking about immigration. So for you, because this channel, I believe it has most nurses. If you're not a nurse, there is a nurse in your circle. So we want to educate them and tell them what we're supposed to do, what we can do for us to become USRNs. Me being one of them, I would also want to become one. I mean, we've done calculations in the previous video and we realized how much life is expensive on the other side. It's also making sense if I was to go there and save it, even if it's 50,000 Kenyan shillings, it's still making sense and it will make a big difference in my life. So if you have the energy, why not try it out? So today we're talking about how to become a USRN. What are the steps? What do I need to know? We already identified in the previous video, we said we've already identified that maybe I want to use an agency or I want to be self-sponsored. But now, for you to become a USRN, even if you to become a USRN through self-sponsoring or through being sponsored by the agency, like the one we talked about in the last video, there has to be steps, baby steps, milestones. Even when a child is born like today, they normally have milestones, yeah? Like you can't just wake up from nowhere and then you just grow teeth, you just start walking, you're just running around. No, 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 no. There are steps. You have to wake up one day. Like these are like the winning, like the winning. When you're winning a baby, you have to start with soft food. You have to win off from the mother's milk. So there are some steps that we need for us to become a USRN. There were steps that we did for us to become Kenyan nurses. Like the one we talked about, you went, identified a college, you decided I want to do a KRCHN, like Kenya Registered Community Health Nurse. Now in this case, tumehama, hatuko Kenya, we're talking about now USRN. We've gone global. For you to become a USRN, you must have sat for an exam that is called NCLEX. And what is this NCLEX that people talk about every now and then? You hear people talking about NCLEX. I have my notes here, so I'll be referring to them. I don't want to say things that I will mislead you. It is a national council licensure exam that you have to sit for. How do you sit for this exam? Do you sit for it in Kenya? Do you sit for it in Uganda if you are an Ugandan? Like if you're in Africa, how do you just sit for that exam? How do you do that exam? NCLEX is an exam that is examined by a state of nursing, board of nursing in the America. Like every nurse in America, every nurse you see in America, for you to practice as a nurse in America, you must have sat for this exam. Okay? This information is all over. It's on Google, it's on the websites and everything. Just like the way back home, I'll use back home Kenya, we have a nursing council. In America, like I had mentioned in the previous video, there is a board of nursing that is called NCBSN. What does it mean? This NCBSN, I want to tell you the meaning, or you can Google it for yourself. You know, I won't feed you with everything, my goodness. It is a state of nursing and National Council of Board of Nursing in the States, NCBSN, States of Nursing. Something close to that. You can Google it and you'll get to know. This is a board that governs the code of ethics, the code of practice, and everything that entails nursing in the United States of America. Like we mentioned, in America, there are so many states. In short, in our language here, in Africa, we can call them like countries, you know, because America is one large continent that has several states, right? So that the main umbrella for the nurses in America is now the NCBSN, that has to give you an exam called NCLEX, and after you've done the NCLEX and you've passed, that is now the time you say you are now an USRN and you can practice anywhere in America. Okay? Now this exam, you have to follow a process. You know, for you to sit for this exam, you must have been a nurse in your home country, right? And in your home country, there are some papers that you attained. You have a license in your home country. You have credentials. We're talking about the credentials. All your documents that proves that you're a nurse and you're a practicing nurse for this case. So for example, you have your papers. You have your license, the practicing license. You have your high school documents. You have your college documents. You have your transcripts. At all college, like college level, all cost of education that you went through in your home country, you have to have them verified. Okay? You have to have them verified by another board that verifies documents, you know, that verifies documents for the foreigners, for students who've done training out of USA. There are several agents that does that, but the one that is so common is the Joseph Sinley, or the so commonest one, the CGFNS. CGFNS is the one that does the verification for most people, and it stands for Commission on Graduates of Foreign Nursing Students. Okay? So, after you've opened an account with the CGFNS, you send your documents from your school. The school that you trained your nursing in your home country, send the documents to the CGFNS. The Nursing Council, the Board of Nursing in your home country, in this case you're talking about Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, wherever it is, sends the documents to prove that you're a nurse registered by the Board of Nursing in your home country. They send the documents to the CGFNS. Remember, you've already opened an account with them, right? Then, after you've sent the documents, of course it's a process, so it takes maybe like about some few months. It takes some few months for the documents to be received by the CGFNS, about 3 to 6 months, by the way. The CGFNS will go through your documentations, and then they will realize, oh, for sure this person is a nurse who've been trained in their home country and is already working. Okay? He's already working as a nurse in that country. Concurrently, as you're waiting for your documents to be verified, identify a board of nursing. Like we said, there is the main board of nursing that governs the state's boards of nursing, that is the NCBSN. Now there are other states boards of nursing. For example, if you're going to Texas, if you're going to Montana, if you decide maybe you want to go and work in Montana, for example, if you're self-sponsored and you decide that you want to go to work in Montana, you want to work in Maryland, you want to work in Mexico, New Mexico, you want to work in Texas, you will now identify yourself with a board of nursing. Let's use Texas Board of Nursing right now in this case. You identify yourself with the Texas Board of Nursing, you register with them and apply for licensure. You tell them, I'm a nurse in Kenya and I would wish to come to America. I'm in the process of applying for my NCLEX and I've already opened an account with the CGFNS. So I would wish you guys, it's like you're pleading with them, not pleading or something. I would wish you to the State Board of Nursing, you as the Texas Board of Nursing, to licensure me, like to give me the license, you know. So they will tell you, this is what you need to do. You need to do a certain exam. In this case, for the Texas, I realized they have to do a jurisprudence exam. When you pass that exam, now they will tell you, this is what we need to do. You need to send your documents. We need to have a look at your documents. However much you've sent them to the main body, that is the CGFNS. We also need some documents from you, from your school, from your nursing council, from your home country, to prove that for sure you're a nurse, as we wait for your credentials to be evaluated by the CGFNS. You understand? So the Texas Board of Nursing has told you, send us these documents, blah, 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 and you've sent. Then the CGFNS process is still ongoing. As you wait for that, you now apply for the NCLEX RN exam. Where? Where do you apply? Because you know you're doing all these things so that at least you don't waste time. It's a process, yes, but you have to go through each process. You've already applied with the CGFNS. Maybe it has not gone through yet. You're waiting for the evaluation status to be, like the credential evaluation status to be released or something, for them to prove that for sure you can do nothing. They will give you an evaluation report. They will say this person qualifies to be a nurse in the America, and then of course they can do nothing in America. So what we need to do is now send the report to the Board of Nursing, and you will tell them you've identified Texas Board of Nursing as your Board of Nursing that will licensure you. So after you've now applied, there's something we call Pearson View. You open an account with a Pearson View. Now the Pearson View is now the people. It's like a micro agency that has been given permission to, you know, when you're in Kenya, the way you normally say invigilators or something. Now the Pearson View have been mandated by the NCBSN to deliver the exam. I don't know whether it's clear. We have the main body, which is the NCBSN, which have evaluated your documents. The NCBSN, sorry, which is the main, main character, you know, whereby the exam will come from there. But they have subtendered. Is it subtendering or subrendered? They have delivered, like you delegate. They have delegated Pearson View to deliver the exam to you now. So you open an account again with the Pearson View, because Pearson View, they are the ones who will give you the exam, and then they will send it to your Texas Board of Nursing, and then Texas Board of Nursing will of course send to the NCBN. Because remember, we said there is the main board, there is the state board, and now there is this that we are calling the Pearson View, whereby when you do your exam will register and record directly into your Pearson View account. Like Sasa, now the Pearson View, they're the ones to examine you on behalf of the NCBSN. And then after they have examined you, they will send your results directly. It's computerized. They will send your results to your Board of Nursing, which in this case we said we're going to use Texas. Then Texas will now issue you the license after maybe 48 hours or something, maybe 72 hours. If you've passed your exam, they'll have issued you with the license. We will come to that later. But I want you to understand, we've started from the main board, which is the NCBSN, the one that governs every state in the United States of America. We have so many states in America, and every state issues licenses to its nurses who are working in that state. But there is the main body now. You understand? So we go down, we find that there is Texas Board of Nursing, and then Texas Board of Nursing will come down with opening the account with the Pearson VUE. Then after that, we now schedule the exam. You'll now schedule the exam with now through that Pearson VUE, you will schedule exam with them. They will tell you how much money you need to pay, the application fee, how much you're supposed to do. Of course now, and then they will tell you, because now the Texas Board of Nursing, when you applied with the Texas Board of Nursing, they told you to wait for something they call authorization to test. It's called ATT. So the authorization to test will come from the Texas Board of Nursing, because in this case we said we are going to use the Texas Board of Nursing. But the main exam is coming from the NCBSN. They are the ones who gives exams, but through Pearson VUE. Understand? So what will happen, you've already scheduled for your exam through Pearson VUE, but this exam is coming from up there, the main boss, the main board. Pale mdosi tulisema pale ni NCBSN, okay? NCBSN, National Council Boards of States of Nursing, or whatever, something close to that, okay? I mean, we can Google it here so that we don't talk lies, eh? Guys, you know, it's good because I don't want to come here and lie to you. Let me tell you in full what it means, because it keeps confusing me all the time. Like all the time, you know? All the time. It keeps confusing me. NCBSN. It is National Council of State Boards of Nursing. It's the National Council of States Boards of Nursing. Boards of Nursing. We have so many boards of nursing in the America. So the National Council of those boards of nursing, the governor, that's what we're trying to say. That is where the exams come from. But they distribute them through different boards of nursing, like Texas, New Mexico, Montana, and stuff. And then you will not do directly through the Texas Board of Nursing. Now you will do it through Pearson VUE. That's you're being told to open an account with Pearson VUE, so that when you do the exam, when you schedule the exam, you do the exam through Pearson VUE. It registers directly into your Pearson VUE account. Then Pearson VUE account, the Pearson VUE guys will send it to the Texas Board of Nursing, because remember we said we are going to use Texas Board of Nursing. Then the Texas Board of Nursing will issue you the license, which license is governed by the NCBSN, because we've said it's the National Council of States Boards of Nursing. So even Texas is governed by NCBSN. Is it clear up to that point? I hope I don't lose you. So now you've already scheduled for your exam, and because you've already received the ATT from the Board of Nursing, and then after that, you've done your exam, the exam day has come. So where are you going to do your exam from? If you're in Kenya, can you do it from Kenya? Because you've already scheduled your exam, you've gone through the steps and everything, you've gone to the point of where you've received your ATT, that is the authorization to test, from your Texas Board of Nursing. So are you going to do it from Kenya? No, because we don't have a test